They called me like a son for years, fed me their leftovers, used me for everything, and I believed it was love. But the day of their daughter's wedding, I finally learned the difference between being family and being free labor. If you've ever felt used, overlooked, or treated like you matter, until you don't, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Because this story might change how you see relationships forever. When I first moved to that town, I didn't know anyone. No friends. No family nearby. Just silence and long evenings that felt heavier than they should. Then I met them. A family that seemed warm, welcoming, real. Their son was in my college. Same age. Same classes. Their daughter, a little older. Confident. Friendly. We started hanging out. At first, it was casual. Study sessions. Late-night conversations. Small laughs. Then it became something more. They started inviting me over. Dinner. Tea. Weekend visits. And one day, their mother smiled at me and said, "You know, you're like a son to us." I remember that moment clearly, because something inside me softened. I wasn't alone anymore. Or at least, that's what I thought. Slowly, I became part of their routine, fixing things around the house, helping with groceries, setting up for small gatherings. "Can you just help with this one thing? You're so good with these things. We trust you more than anyone." And I said yes. Every time. Because that's what family does, right? But there were small things. Things I ignored. They'd host parties. Big ones. Relatives. Guests. Friends. I would help set everything up. Chairs. Lights. Decorations. Then, I wouldn't be invited. Not really. I'd disappear before the event started, or just never be asked to stay. Unless it was a kids-only thing. Then suddenly, "Hey, come join." I noticed. Of course I noticed. But I told myself, "You're overthinking. They're busy. They care about you." Because believing the truth would hurt too much. Years passed. We all got jobs, grew up, stayed in touch. Then came the big moment. Their daughter was getting married. A huge wedding. And somehow, I became the invisible backbone of it. Running errands, handling logistics, fixing last-minute disasters. Even the wedding planner started relying on me. "You know them better than anyone," she said. And the parents? They doubled down. "You're like a son. We couldn't do this without you. Your family." Family. That word again. I believed it. So I went all in. Bought her one of the most expensive gifts I could afford. Spent time, energy, effort. Because this wasn't just a wedding. This was family. Until the day came. The wedding venue was perfect. Lights glowing. Music soft. People smiling. I walked around, doing final checks. Making sure everything was perfect. Because that's what I always did. Then, I saw the seating arrangement. A large table, reserved for family, parents, cousins, extended relatives. Everyone, except me. At first I thought, must be a mistake. So I went to them, calm, respectful. "Hey, I think I'm not on the family table." They smiled. That same familiar smile. But this time, it felt different. Cold. And then they said it. "Son, that table is for close family only." Close family. The words echoed. Loud. Sharp. Final. In that moment, everything made sense. Every ignored invitation. Every leftover meal. Every time I was needed, but never included. I wasn't family. I was convenient. I stood there. But my mind wasn't in that room anymore. It was replaying everything. All the "you're like a son." All the smiles. All the times I chose them, thinking they chose me too. I felt stupid. Used. Small. And for the first time in years, I stopped making excuses for them. I didn't make a scene. Didn't argue. Didn't raise my voice. I did something much quieter. Much colder. I finished my meal. Walked to the gift table. Picked up my gift. Then, I picked up two more. The most expensive ones. The ones I knew stood out. And I left. Silently. No goodbye. No explanation. No second chance. They call me later. "Where did you go?" "We needed help." "You just left?" I smiled while listening, then replied calmly, "Sorry, I had another event to attend." Pause. "But hey, the wedding was great, right?" Something shifted after that. They kept reaching out, asking for help, like nothing had changed. But everything had. "Sorry, I'm busy. Can't make it. Maybe next time." There was no next time. Eventually they noticed. "Your social life has really taken off," they said. I looked at them and replied, "Yeah. When you let go of certain relationships, you finally have space for real ones." For years later, She called me. The daughter, now divorced. She wanted to meet. Coffee. We sat across from each other. Awkward silence. Familiar faces, but strangers now. We lost touch, she said softly. I nodded. Yeah, we did. My parents, my brother, we all miss you. I smiled, but not warmly. You miss your handyman. She frowned. No, you meant more than that. I leaned forward. Calm. Direct. No, I didn't. Silence. You called me family, but treated me like staff. Her face changed. Confusion. Discomfort. I was never your brother, I continued. If you had asked me today for something a brother would never agree to, I wouldn't say no. Her eyes widened. She froze. Didn't know what to say. And that was the point. Real family doesn't need reminders, I said quietly. They show it when it matters. I put money on the table, stood up, looked at her one last time. Take care. And walked away that day. I didn't just leave a coffee shop. I left a version of myself behind. The one who accepted crumbs and called it love. The one who confused being needed with being valued. Because there's a difference. A painful one, but a necessary one. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is this. Not everyone who calls you family sees you as one. And the moment you stop proving your worth is the moment you discover your real value. If this story hit you, if you've ever felt used or unappreciated, hit like and tell me in the comments. What would you have done in his place? And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful, real-life story transformations.